who is putting that soundboard on?
No idea.
I'll have to adjust the camera size because I don't want to get it too in the way of the gameplay. Brad got mad at me when I was casting on my own.
Why is he getting mad at you?
Oh, he was just like, "Can you move your face? You're in front of the score."
Oh, nah. Okay. Let me grab my favorite container.
uh,
But yeah, what's your Twitch?
it is I love Vark.
Ah,
ILOVEVARK.
gotcha. I just searched Vark, but couldn't find you. We're in. I can see chat. Yo. Yeah. Yes, Wes. I am in possession of an IKEA bucket hat.
Okay, I think I'm all set up. Chat, let me know if the audio needs adjustments. But the bands are in. Tone band Darkenman and Luna band Chocolate.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna pull up the set list real quick and figure out. Okay, right. So I'm very upset as a big Bloodywood fan.
Yeah,
This is
I
not
mean,
okay.
it's no surprise though, because Tone has been putting in a ton of work on that song in particular, so
Yeah,
it's
fair
kind
enough.
of like that's the song to ban against him.
Yeah.
Two strums though.
Still, yeah, yeah. Um, so if we're going to tiebreak today, it's quite likely we could be seeing a strong tiebreak. So I think, do I know any of these set lists? Any of the tracks? No, absolutely nothing. So we are going to be winging it. Um, we do have our first pick in, which I'm a little confuddled here, right? So we've had two strong bands, and yet we're going straight in with a strong boss.
Yeah, well, it.
Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it?
I think that both players are pretty good at strums. I think they just really don't
Yeah.
want to have to play those songs because they're particularly good at that song. I think it's like a
Okay. So
rather than it's
ban
like they're
rather
not
than
banning it because they're
yeah.
bad at it. They're banning it because they don't want the other one to pick it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's like I mean we don't often see that. Like more often than not, we see people banning like things that they're not as kind of like strong on versus like what the opponent is good. So yeah, it's I'm going to be interested to see how we perform on this because this is the boss song. This is a Behemoth track, which means it is going to absolutely slap. I know the song, I just don't know the chart that well. Um, but yeah, having just come out of like a couple of like sort of clon line sesh with both Tone and Luna, who are literally like popping scores within 1K of each other. This match is going to be absolute insane.
I wonder what they're doing. I mean, they're giving me plenty of time to fix the audio.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Please bear with our technical difficulties. This is the first time that well, I believe is it first time you've had co-caster? Certainly the first time you've had me on here. Which
Yep, yep, you are the first. So
yeah,
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm bad at
yeah.
audio levels for even just myself. So this just makes it extra difficult.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks for letting me shit talk with you. In ahead of our match later tonight, right? I mean, since we've
yep.
got some time, might as well plug that. Midnight BST, so that's what 11 GMT
Or
tonight.
7 p.m. EST.
Yeah, that's going to be me versus Vark, where the winner makes Elite League. That's a terrifying thought, isn't it?
There is a lot on the
Oh my
line.
god, there is a lot on the line.
It,
Though there's a lot on the line here. Even if it's nothing to do with like rankings and seedings and promotions, there is a lot because these two players are absolutely at each other's throats, and like it's just bragging rights, right? Both players are going to be chasing it. I genuinely have no idea who's going to win. Like, I know Luna is like at strumming, but Tone, Jesus Christ, what an improvement we have seen over this player within just this tournament alone.
Yeah, and this is their first tournament, and they like really put in the work to try to improve here. They actually almost dropped out. They dropped out momentarily last night and then rejoined. So,
oh my god, I'm so glad that it did not drop out. Like, yeah, Tone really has like come in as a tournament amateur and totally gone like, I'm in business, I'm doing well, bring it, bitches. Like, yeah. So.
oh, they're waiting on me. They're waiting on me. Okay, well I just pinged them that I'm good to go.
Yeah. We got Chroma in the chat. Thanks, Chroma, who usually is the broadcast behind the official CSC streams. And we get into way with immediately the highway diff.
Yep. Now,
Let's see if that...
I did see that Tone FC'd this. I'm not sure if they've FC'd it multiple times, but they gave me a little sneak peek at their score like an hour ago. So...
okay.
And this is Tone's pick, so not surprised. First drop
and that
from
is
Luna.
a first drop from Luna. Does make it back to the 4x multiplier to go into the chord, so that is going to minimize that drop to just 3k. Picking up the phrase. Still anyone's game.
Yeah, a lot of it is kind of consistency strum, but there is this part right here that's really tricky. Very easy to drop. They both hit it.
Oh, nailed from both. Really key there, because both under activation. With pretty much... oh, but Luna dropping the phrase. That's going to be super painful. Tone deck with 10k and a phrase. Bart, did you know your pause in your game on stream?
Yes. I whenever I tab out, it's going to
Right.
pause it, but I was just moving the camera so that people could see the score, as I knew that would be a problem.
Yeah.
But getting back into it, the same drops, I think.
That is a drop from Tone. So we are not going to be seeing an FC on this track, this map, but still commanding lead, and that is a gargantuan amount of star power. Another drop though going into the extended sustains, so that's going to lose an extra few points.
Same with Luna though, just trading off these
Yeah.
sustain combo rips.
I feel like Tone has done the homework. I feel like both players have done their homework, just Luna missing that phrase doesn't have the activation here.
Kind of restarting the song. I think they have to hit that tricky part one more time. But they seem to be pretty strong on that section. Tone's up by about 75k now.
Yeah, absolute massive lead, but by no means is Luna like playing badly, right? Yeah, so there was that last weird bit. Little bit of a struggle from Luna in there. Tone coming in nicely with another 500 notes hit since they last missed.
Yeah, I mean, Luna's playing pretty well, but just drops here and there really adding up, and now we're getting up to about 100k difference. Yeah, Tone's going to be up by over 100k on their first pick. Huge. Alright, well they've banned 2 strums and they've already picked a strum, so there's only prayer position on the table for strum picks. So it's very likely that we mix it up.
perfect activation from Tone. Yes, I just pulled up the pack. And Luna, both getting that activation in, but Tone just with such a monumental lead into that. I wonder how this is maybe going to impact kind of like Luna's sort of nerves for the rest of the track. Like, that's a huge win.
Yeah.
Um,
However, I mean, it wasn't Luna's pick, so it really, the nerves really pick up if you pick a song and then it goes this way. Like, this would be horrible for Luna, but, you know, we'll see what Luna picks and hopefully swing it back.
Yeah, I really don't know where Luna's gonna go here. Like, Luna is known for both tappy and strummy. I don't know the set list enough to know kind of like if there's a sort of tappy. I feel like maybe like just going off kind of like names and charters, Etude by Min Torment maybe have some like kind of like weird sections in.
Yeah, Etude is very strange and a lot of tap notes. Break Your Crank is also, I think, all taps, but
yeah,
a little bit of a different feel than Etude.
Yeah. I think Strange Tappy's probably the way to go for Luna. That's definitely like her comfort zone. Yeah,
Ooh,
and that's exactly what we've got. We've got Etude. So yeah, let's see. Like literally reversing stuff from boss into solo boss.
Yeah, they want the hard stuff.
Yeah, good. Love to see it. I'm gonna pull up a path real quick. Oh, we got a nice, easy path on this one. Only got 3 activations. So expecting Luna to absolutely nail this.
Yeah, there's a pretty important section. You definitely want to have star power on it, and you don't want to break it. It's probably the hardest section in the song. It's like an orange wall with chords in between the orange.
Oh yeah, I can see that second activation. That looked massive. Yeah, that one section alone under star power, 60k points. That's a pretty huge activation to get on that one. So we'll see. Do they both know path? Can they execute on the solo boss?
Very frantic song. I think I've only listened to it once. And it's also a short song, so there's not a lot of room to come back. You really need to hit that really important act and hold everything else.
Okay, both getting the chord trail. We are going to see an activation perfect from both players. Oh, Tone gets the overlap though, which you do not want here, which that means Tone is going to be one phrase short on our monster activation. So this could be really key, because if Tone follows here, right, going to miss a chunk of points, because the majority of those chords are towards the end of this next activation.
Yep. Other miss. Oh, a drop from Luna.
Drop Luna. We're going to see an activation soon. Okay, little bit of a late act from Luna. Maybe just sort of playing it safe. And into the absolute killer section.
Luna's hitting it. Very nice.
Tone doing a pretty good job as well. But yeah, that is a commanding lead for Luna coming out of there. Gonna require a little bit of
Luna's giving some opportunity.
Well, yeah.
Not sure if it'll be enough at this point though. It's so short.
Yeah. Both acting exactly as planned. 11k deficit. We're going to need some major errors here from Luna, I think, for this one to go over to Tone.
I think that's going to do it.
Yep. And Luna equals it out. We have a match on our hands, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs. Oh, I am excited.
Yeah, good pick. Definitely a lot closer from Tone on than that last match, but just not quite enough. Only a 12k
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, like very, very close. Tone clearly had done the homework. I think it's one of these things that like not to put like lower Tone down as in lower tone. It sounds weird saying that. I think that it's an easier track to kind of like get your way through, considering it's much shorter and like tappy notes have kind of like that license for just kind of like you've got a little bit more flexibility in
Yeah.
them than strums. But still was really impressed with how Tone handled that kind of like orange wall chords. Only a couple of drops in there. So majority of that point lead came from that overlap at the start, which it didn't look like a follow. It's kind of
I think Tone knows the path.
I think it was just a misact, which definitely something that I want to ask in post-match interview. Right, where are we going? I'm out of knowledge.
It's possible prayer position? Prayer position, maybe Orange Grove. Oh, prayer position, okay. Tone has been putting in a lot of work doing some like really high percentage paths, like 50-50 or even above 50-50. Wow.
Yeah,
which is really impressive.
I am looking at the 50-50 paths because generally that's what kind of I play to, and I feel like at this stage in amateur, we're like top 16, like this is the sort of thing where people do want to be looking at those 25 50-50s because we have got two players here that we know can FC these from, right?
Yeah.
If this is not like pushing those squeezes.
Yeah, and this is the strum consistency pick, so it is maybe a little bit easier on, getting an FC, potentially, and so at that point, you're definitely looking to squeeze out a few more points than your opponent.
Which it's looking like we already do have a little bit of a squeeze on sustains. I think... Oh, well, before the activation, which I haven't actually opened up the path, and that is a miss from Tone, but I think Tone was slightly ahead, just squeezing some extra points from holding sustain. Yep.
And Tone with the good act there. I actually do know this path.
Oh, Fab, you know what? I'm not even going to put it up. I am going to defer to your expertise on this one, as, that does look like a huge act, getting all of those juicy chords.
Yeah.
Yummy. But is that act going to be enough, though, to make up the miss? We're about 10k points. Luna's got an extra phrase.
It'll be interesting to know where Luna acts as they have more star power, because you do not want to act too late. Ooh. Yeah, they acted early, because there is a very long sustain that you do not want to have star power for. It looks like they managed to... They're going to miss out on a few chords. You do want that overlap, but you do not want to overlap too much on this.
Really well played from Luna there, then, in terms of like getting that timing right. Like, that was really well done.
Yeah. I've never actually counted how long this sustain is.
Yeah, that's long sustain. Yeah, literally, it's just like long man. As both players come out of it, that is a drop from Luna.
Now I think we're about even on drops, one each.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty close. Tone's only up by 11k.
Yeah. Definitely doable in terms of depending on oh no,
that's pretty rough under star power too.
Yeah, that's literally, that is one of the worst possible misses you can get. A phrase made of chords under star power. Yeah, as we come out of there, what was 10k has now ballooned into 35k point lead. This is gonna be a hill for Luna to climb.
There is still one more very important act. Lots of chords, so if Tone makes a mistake, Luna can bring it back. It's right up here.
Big emphasis on the if, though.
Yep. Tone's playing pretty clean.
Yeah.
Alright, Luna got that overlap. You can tell from those very spaced out strums that you do not want that.
Yeah.
Tone's looking in a good spot to take this song.
Yeah, I think it's gonna need a lot. Like, I don't like to say it, but I think we're approaching Meteor at this point. That's over 30k. Tone's got extra star power. Like, does Luna even get an act here? Like, is there another phrase?
I don't think so.
Because if there's not another phrase, that is brutal.
Oh, there is one. Ooh, barely getting that overlap from Tone.
Oh my god, that was perfection.
Really nice.
Okay, so Luna is going to close some gap, but yeah, ran out over at the end, so
Yeah.
wow.
With a miss, getting a 492. Wow. From what I know, getting about 500k is very close to optimal, so that's a nice score.
Yeah, wow. Well, let me just quickly load up. 50-50 optimal is 498. So with a -2, which essentially each miss is about 3k points, so 6k, that is literally, without those misses, that's a couple of 100 points off optimal. That's insane from Tone. Beautiful pathing.
Yeah. And Luna only dropped maybe 1 or 2 times, but or 2 or 3 times, but that really big one under star power and chords was just pretty tragic.
Yeah, like so yeah. Take note, right? If you're gonna miss, like, I wouldn't advise missing, right? Like, it's not usually the optimal strategy, but if you're gonna, right, do it single notes, no sustains, no phrase, no star power, right? That way you're gonna at least lose less points if you make that decision. No idea where we're gonna go. Oh, never mind. I do know where we're gonna go because Luna's just picked. We're going solo.
Yep. The Stamina Fretting song.
Yeah. Which does already lock out Testament solo medley. We cannot see Testament solo medley because we've had 2 strums, 2 solos, which makes hybrid, and there are no more strums left to pick. So that means if we go to tiebreak, we are going to either see Nothing More riff medley or Transcendence. I hope we go tiebreak.
It could. I mean, they're pretty strong on the pads, and they're playing pretty well. And it's 2-1. It's fairly even, especially if Luna wins this one. From what I know, Tone is not the biggest fan of this song. Not to say that they're bad at it, but I don't think that they would pick it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense. Like, Tone definitely is leaning slightly more strum favored, but is an all-round player. Luna, I think, weirdly enough, I would also say is usually slightly more strum favored than kind of solo. Etude being kind of more tappy, leans into a bit of a different wheelhouse. But honestly, Tone is just so clean with these paths. Even when Luna is hitting so many notes, makes it really difficult. What do you do on your opponent? Paths. We normally say he doesn't miss, but
I like how this song starts off looking like a strum song. Ooh, an immediate miss from Tone.
Oh wow, yeah, struggling in those sweeps. So we've got a 4-act song with some pretty easy activations except for the final one.
But a drop from Luna.
Yeah. But still maintaining a decent lead, getting almost up to the 4x for the chords and sustains, which is kind of where you want it to be. And so we are going to see an activation on the second yellow after this sustain. Beautiful from both. They've done their homework.
Looks like Tone may have found themselves in this song again.
Yeah, maybe just taking a moment to get into rhythm at the start. But yeah, both players looking, they have swept up and everything is looking clean. Pun intended.
Oh, the
Ooh.
drop from Luna. Still got some spare points in the bag, right?
It's
So
definitely
that
closing
is
the
gonna
gap,
close
though.
that gap a little bit.
Only about 3K.
Okay, so
Similar axe.
perfect act from both, but then Luna dropping in the activation is going to swing it over to Tone. Another drop from Luna.
Or drops. Okay.
Both players getting the overlap when you don't want it.
Alright. It didn't look like you were supposed to, but I don't know the path
Yeah.
too well on this.
No, you do not want that overlap. Literally, you are supposed to end your star power on the last note. It's one of those super awkward ones, certainly according to 50-50 path.
Mhm. Well, it's even star power, but a drop from Luna, it's gonna push that lead for
Not
Tone.
even points. Also, look at that solo bonus. We did have a drop from Tone, which so actually, like, Luna makes a few points in solo bonus. That is a late activation from both, but I think they're both going to be okay. I think playing it safe there. Unless that's just to act on a different path. Someone may be able to confirm that.
But this is... If Tone holds this is gonna be a song steal.
There is a potential for Luna of the last phrase is zigs.
Uh-huh.
And it's green, red, yellow, orange quad zigs. So that's those awkward skip in the blue.
Here it is.
Tone. And Tone holds.
Luna is actually dropping more,
Yep.
activating not with the times 8.
Yeah. I mean, you have to act here because it runs out at the end.
Yeah.
So,
Very understandable. But
yeah,
there it is.
Very well played from Tone. Wow.
And yeah, just seems to be a little bit
Beautiful.
more consistent. There were drops early on from Tone, but really picked it up at the end, and a huge note streak difference, 987 to 411.
Yeah. Tone, absolutely model student right now, has really done their homework. This is putting Luna in a difficult position. Now, it is a best of 9, so we're not quite match point yet. But still, losing the counter pick, putting you on that back foot. Like, Luna's in that position now where, like, if they lose this, it is going to be so tough to come back from that 4-1.
Yep.
Because you've then got to win 3 of your opponent picks in a row.
Now, at this point, I don't really
like
know
it.
what the picks might be.
Yeah, I really don't know.
We haven't seen any hybrids yet, right?
No. So we have seen no hybrids. I think maybe something like Orange Grove. Again, I don't know the song. I know Unprocessed. And we'll
Okay,
go
we're getting
Crownless.
Crownless. I definitely like this pick over Orange Grove. I know that Orange
Okay.
Grove is another song that Tone is very strong at. I don't...
Right.
Luna could be too, but there's probably better picks.
Yeah.
But all right, we're getting the power metal song, a much better power metal song than New World. That song sucks.
What do you mean? What do you mean? New World's amazing. No.
Yeah, Nightwish, Fab Band. Shout out to Jackie and Aaron for charting this as a collab. Two huge contributors to the chart scene.
Shout out to Wings for the raid. Thank you.
Wings! Hey, how was your stream?
Now, this song, if I recall correctly, has 7 acts. It has the most, I'm pretty sure, out of any song. So definitely the easiest to forget. There's also some like weird ones where you're acting at the end of a sustain so that you don't get an overlap.
Oh yeah, we got 6 activations. Both not getting the overlap, which is perfect. So we are gonna have an awkward activation coming up, because you want to get an overlap, which means you're gonna have to activate in the middle of a load of strumming. So this is where absolute foot pedal bias is gonna come in. Beautiful prop both, as long as they both get this overlap here.
Oh, the drop from Luna, not getting the phrase and missing out on some of that ×8.
Yeah. So that's a 12k miss. Huge whammy. Both whammying enough here, so they are going to get the single phrase act. Oh, Tone choosing not to act there.
Gonna get this overlap. Oh,
no,
not quite.
Doesn't get the overlap. Okay. So possibly either different path, forgetting to act, or who knows. Either way, fine without getting the overlap. Coming to whopping great big solo.
Tone's still on FC.
Yeah.
No caster curse. It doesn't exist.
Well, I don't know about that.
That doesn't exist.
It does for me. Both with the overlap. Planned. So we're going to have another one phrase act here. Huge amount of star power from those sustains. Gonna act bang on first note, next phrase.
Ooh, there's the first drop from Tone.
Oh no, FC for Tone. That's closed the gap quite a chunk of just losing that multiplier as well.
Still a good act though.
Yes. Really? Luna needs Tone to drop a phrase here.
Drop from Luna. Couple. These tab notes can be a little tricky with them kind of moving around all over the place.
Both getting the phrase. Great act from Tone. Look possibly like a follow from Luna. So does drop there.
And an overlap that doesn't look like a...
No, you want the overlap there.
You do want the overlap. Wow.
Yeah, you do want the overlap. There's going to be no more phrases, just a load of sustains here. But unfortunately, just not enough points left in the song here.
Interesting.
This is going to go to 4-1 Tone, putting Luna in a really tricky position. Jesus.
That's
Oh my
another
God,
song.
Wings. Like, I mentioned that earlier, like right at the start of the stream, about the fact that one of us is going to make Elite League, which is just absolutely bonkers.
I'm not going to think about it until
yeah, I know.
the match is over.
And I say one of us, that's going to be Vark.
Oh, you don't know that.
Vark is the chef. He's been cooking. Meanwhile, I've been sleeping.
Yeah, good stuff from Tone. -1. It
Yeah.
just wasn't enough for Luna on that pick. Now,
Yeah.
backed against the wall, sounding like blood on the radio here. Picking Orange Grove. Okay. Now, this song was probably going to get picked anyway. I think that Tone would also pick it, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just play it.
I just feel like, I know Unprocessed. I know both these players. I just feel that, like, Unprocessed is going to fit into both wheelhouse. Of both not just, like, kind of, like, skill set, being quite good at it, but also, like, them just enjoying the song.
Yeah, this is my favorite song in the set list.
Yeah.
It's very heavy on the sort of extended sustain play. You're gonna try to get a lot of early whammy, don't want to drop your sustains. The acts are generally pretty easy. You kind of just act on the choruses, but you can squeeze out a little bit by acting, like for instance on chorus 2, you want to activate, I think on like at least on the path I know, you act one note before the chorus. So there is some squeezing that they'll probably do.
On 50-50 path, there is no squeezing.
Oh.
So yeah, very easy path. Basically, you see 3-note chords, you act.
Yep.
But yeah, on 50-50, you do want to act one note before, but it's not a squeeze, it's just a one note before. I think this is pretty much just going to come down to who misses. That being said, we do have a very slight lead for Tone, just holding on to those sustains that little bit longer. I think. Yeah. Ever so slight lead, like couple of points. I think like 14.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, this song is very consistency based. There's a couple spots that is potentially droppable. Like there's one coming up here.
Luna is ahead. Luna got the better act. So Tone had been ahead.
Probably picked up an extra chord.
But yeah. Wow.
Good acts from both. We're seeing a samba. I wonder if there was actually something different that happened there.
I think Tone hit first.
Yeah, it looks like Luna's still ahead.
Yeah, Luna is ahead by about 600 points. So far from safety, right?
Yeah, one drop is completely going to change the game. There it is!
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't change it.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Oh, who's going to come out on top?
From Luna.
But Tone as well. Okay, they're really falling apart on this kind of tricky extended sustain section.
I mean, it is tricky, right? Like, it's super tricky, so I absolutely understand that.
Yeah. It's also a switch up from the sort of patterns that you played earlier, but 5k up from Luna.
Yep.
They need this win to continue.
Flag.
There's the drop under star power. Tone really just needs to hang on here. Clutches it out with the star power. I think that's gonna do it. Wow. That's a heartbreaker that Luna was up going into that last extended sustain section.
Oh my god.
There it is.
Oh my god, I think that was an overstrum at the end from Luna. I bet she's going to be so pissed off at that because that could have been the comeback. Could have pulled it to 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, all these matches were so close. Really, aside from the first song,
Yeah.
every song was within 20K, maybe 30K max.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my
Um,
word.
well, because this is like a real casting thing, I guess we could pull them in for an interview if they want to.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to interview. Um,
And I thought it was gonna be closer in score. I thought
Me
we
too.
might be looking at like a 5-3 or something. Hello, Luna
Hello,
Yo.
and
Luna.
Tone.
Oh my God, Luna. My heart
Yeah,
bleeds for you.
yeah, that was hardware.
Especially-
That one was hardware.
You had it. You'd made it back. So you were when on the double. Right. So I don't know whether either of you noticed this in score. So before the activation, Tone, you were ahead by 14 points from sustain points. In the first activation, Luna, you got an extra chord in, which put you ahead by 600 points. From then on, we then had the toe miss. Luna, you were ahead right up until the end. I'm so sorry. That
It's all
sucked.
good. Shit happens.
But Tone, though, oh my god. I said it in the middle of the stream. Model student, the homework. On everything, you were just...
Hey, sorry, can you guys hear me now? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
No, thank you. My mic issues. No, thank you so much. Yeah, big thanks to Gio on that one. Been shadowing him a lot, and
Yeah.
during some sleepless nights, and it kind of got me just very interested in pathing because I'm pretty new to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Not
But
just
yeah,
that,
no.
though, but like, note, like, on everything. Not just your picks, but also counter picks. Like, phenomenal.
oh, thank you. I been trying to do my homework.
Yeah, you definitely have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You've aced it.
Definitely wanted to be prepared. You know, Luna is somebody who I play with a lot, and I think day 1 or 2 we ran a mock match of the amateur set list, and we took it to tiebreaker.
No, it was I think it was 5-3.
Oh, okay. Well, it was still like
Yeah.
a crazy,
It was so close,
Yeah.
yeah.
just an insanely fun match. The most fun I've had in any match, really, just even the
Yeah.
mock match.
Mhm.
And so, I knew I just, needed to bring it for sure.
Wow. That honestly was absolutely incredible. Like, I know it gets said so much, but 5-1 just does not do it justice. I am so unbelievably glad that this is just the start of the playoffs, meaning that Luna, you are still in. And you will be
Mhm.
playing the loser of Slinky versus Unshaven Caucasian. Love the name. So
And
yeah,
Tone's playing the winner.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Tone, you are playing the winner. So I mean, I guess this sort of goes out to both of you, right? Of like, who do you want to play?
Right. Yeah. And, I desperately want the Luna rematch. Want to go far enough to both of us go far enough to hit that again. That would be legendary.
Yeah.
I have a kind of a follow up to that where if you are unsure right now if you want to play Slinky or Unshaven Caucasian, Tone, we actually do know that if you were to win your next match, you would be playing the winner of July and Goji. That could be an
Ooh.
interesting
Yeah.
match as well, regardless of who
Oh,
wins in that match.
That would be something again, just got to keep bringing it because both of those players are monsters. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, looking at this lineup, I think that July is probably my favorite to win amateur. The guy is absolutely cracked. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got insane players like both of you. We got Ram, we've got Arbiter. I mean, our Arbiter beating Overlord is insane.
My bracket's
Um,
ruined. I picked Overlord
Yeah,
to win.
yeah.
I was the one person
Yeah,
who
that-
picked Overlord over July and winning, and I was just immediately
Yeah.
shattered.
I mean, well, not necessarily. Overlord could still win.
I know, but that does
But yeah,
ruin a lot of my bracket.
yeah. So
Yeah, Arbiter and other
Oh.
players that's kind of underdog in it, kind of just coming up out of nowhere and just
mm,
destroying brackets.
yeah. What was it I was going to ask Mark? I literally was like, oh, I want to ask Luna that in interview. And then I've literally, like, we had so much then excitement after, I've totally forgotten. Can anyone remember in stream?
I feel like it had to do with like prayer position or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Or maybe cutting edge.
I honestly can't remember. It is what it is. Yeah, Luna, if you know the answer to the question that I don't know, let me know. Um, and hopefully I might remember my question then. Um, but yeah, other than that, I mean, that was an absolute killer. I really think like I'm amazed it went to 5-1, considering like the sets we just played before this, how close you two were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
stunning performance from both. Thank you very much for letting me have the privilege of chatting shit while you play.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah, no
Digital,
worries.
the referee. Thank you, Ducky, Vark, for having us, and thank you, of course, Luna, for being Luna.
Oh,
We love when Luna
yeah,
is
cool.
Luna.
Oh,
True.
Yeah.
True and based.
yeah, I'm glad we actually got to get our match in.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the last.
Hopefully not.
Oh no. Like I can't wait to see the rematch. Like, but hang on, let me get the challenge up. I want to know where that rematch might happen.
Let's
I think it would have to be.
let's say Tone theoretically
Oh,
loses to July or Goji. Would that set them on a course to be going up against each other? Is that seems, I wish you the best,
Yes.
Yes.
Tone, but that's
Yes,
gonna be a
it
rough
does.
match.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't ever expect me to succeed. Expect me to crash out. And
Honestly, though, you could with the performance that you've put in today. Like, you genuinely could. Like, it's
I
gonna be
appreciate that.
tough. July is incredibly consistent, but
Right.
like, you with the performance today could beat July. Certainly, like, take a good chunk of songs.
I think no
Um,
matter what happens going forward, I'd love to make top four, but
yeah,
I've put in a lot of work,
yeah,
admittedly. Um, and I'm just happy after this match to walk away from it going, okay, this is me playing consistently. This is what the practice paid off to be. So, you know,
yeah.
I don't I don't get knocked out of the tournament going, oh, the practice was for nothing, because I can see it.
Oh,
I can see it here. So it's that's enough for me.
yeah. I mean, hella, like, Luna's no pushover. Without
No,
that practice, you would not have beaten Luna. Like, just straight up.
Luna
Okay, I
included,
don't know about that.
all these players, including Luna, of course, are the reason why I've been
Yeah. Right.
trying to do so much. It's because
Yeah.
I'm still new here, so
Yeah.
I got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. No. Absolutely well played. Congratulations. Um, Super fun match.
Well, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thanks for playing. Good luck to both of you in your upcoming matches.
Thank you.
Talking of upcoming matches, eh?
Bye, chat.
Well,
Don't eat dirt.
Mr. Vark.
When is it? It's in
Later.
4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours, everyone be there for CSC, and then after that match, you'll have to wait another like 3 hours so you can watch the one other match on that channel.
Hello, Yuki.
Also, guess who's refing that shit?
Is it you?
Oh, who?
It is me and Tone once again.
Nice.
Ah.
I hope you're all enjoying some cat butt right now. Um,
Get it off my stream. That's TOS.
no, no, no. Hello, Yuki. Thank you for coming to say hello. Everybody
Alright.
loves Yuki.
I think that is going to do it for this stream. Thanks for watching this match, and I'll probably be streaming more of it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for having me back, and I'll see you later tonight.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.